Connection with the inspirational word for you. This is the Bishop's Connection to the Facebook family and friends. Oh, woo. This is the Bishop's Connection.
Good day to my my Facebook and YouTube family. Welcome to Bishop's Connection. Well, let's look in the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 40 through 42, which forms our base scripture. And the word of the Lord reads, "And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thy be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless," here it is, "not my will, but thine will be done." Today, let's begin exploring understanding the will setting process. Understanding the will setting process. The first component of the deliberation process that sets the course of the human will and ultimately controls your life is the emotional state in which you find yourself. Did you hear me? The emotional state in which you find yourself. You see, our emotional state impacts our decisions. Although this may be a startling revelation, it is a simple one. The emotions that you experience during deliberation can either negatively or positively impact the outcome of your decision. I teach and have always admonished individuals never to make decisions while you are in an incoherent state of mind. If you find yourself in some form of distress, don't ever make decisions while in this space. The Bible teaches us that we are not victims of our emotions, but that we should control our emotions while making decisions. Jesus says in Luke's Gospel, chapter 14 and verse 28a, he said, "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first?" When it comes to decision making, Jesus taught the disciples that the person, must first sit down, which implies getting control of the emotions surrounding the matter at hand. Again, in Colossians chapter 3 and verse 2, Apostle Paul says, "Set your affections on things above, not on the things on the earth." If we are commanded to set our affections, this means that we can control the direction of our passion. It's been observed at one time or another that a person is out of control. Have you ever saw an out of control person? You see, this behavior is the results of an undisciplined soul. Did you hear me? This behavior is the results of an undisciplined soul. Our emotions are neurological triggers that stimulate certain behaviors and feelings. The emotional tract will run its course of feelings and behavior unless you purposefully and consciously interrupt the process to give new directions for your emotions. If you desire to control your emotions, do these following things. Stop, take a deep breath, maybe go for a walk, exert the excessive energy by exercising. How about listening to some calming music when you sense a negative emotion that will trigger uncomfortable and destructive behavior? These are simple, positive diversions, but effective ways to inform your emotions that you are in charge and you will not let this emotion run its course that could have lasting consequences. When you do this repeatedly, and listen to this, and garner your thoughts, and bring them to the obedience of Christ, you will soon retrain your emotions to trigger appropriate behavior. Think about how many marital affairs could have been averted, how many abusive domestic violence situations could have been de-escalated, how many heinous crimes could have been stopped in their tracks if thoughtful, selfless deliberation had taken place instead of allowing emotions to run its course unchallenged. The one thing people say that find themselves in these and so many other situations that have caused devastating consequences in their life is, I wasn't thinking straight. Have you ever heard that before? Maybe you've even said it on one occasion or another. I wasn't thinking straight. How about this? If I could do it all over again, I would. You see? That's thoughtful deliberation that's taking place after destructive consequences. But what if you would have had that deliberation before taking emotional actions? You see, challenge your thought process and check your emotional triggers. Did you hear me? Let me say it again. Challenge your thought process and check your emotional triggers. We all have them, so don't look at me in that tone of voice. We all have emotional triggers. Think about what you're thinking about. Did you hear me? Think about what you are thinking about. Stop making excuses because you determine the outcome of your life. Boy, that's a mouthful right there. Let me say it again. Stop making excuses because you, beloved, determine the outcome of your life. You are where you are right now because you want to be there. I said it. You are where you are right now because you want to be there. Someone has just responded to my strong, emphatic statement. And you say, no, I'm not. I don't want to be here. You see, the problem is the autopilot of your will has been malfunctioning. It's time to reset and take control. Be the change that you want to be. Did you hear me? Be the change that you want to be. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming everyone else. Take charge and control in your life. And stop being undisciplined. And begin to harness your thoughts and bring your emotions under subjection, under the mighty hand of God, because we need him in every decision, every step of the way in our life. I don't know about you. I can't live without him. I can't move without him. I can't breathe without him. I can't live without him. Like the old saints used to say years ago, Without him, I'm like a ship without a sail. And if you don't have a sail on your ship, you'll just be drifting with no destination in sight. Trust God. Lean not to thine own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Listen, thank you for tuning in to the Bishop's Connection with your host, Bishop Dr. Henry R. Williams. Remember to do 3 things for me. I want you to like, comment, and then, there you go, share. That's what I want you to do for me, if you will. Let's bless you before we dismiss this broadcast. May the shalom of God be upon you and your family. Love, peace, and blessings. Looking to see you next week, same place, same time. And I want you to remember, I am praying for you. Yes, I am. Until then, may the rest of your week be blessed, prosperous, and filled with the favor of God. God bless you. See you next week.
This is the Bishop's Connection with the inspirational word for you. This is the Bishop's Connection to the Facebook family and friends. This is the Bishop's Connection.